What's your name? The first thing people ask when they meet you, outside of hello and how are you. The importance of this is because they need an identifier. What makes you unique? What is that thing I can point at to say, this is you? For some of us, we have very unique names, where it's very unusual to get another person that bears exactly the same name. For others, we have names that are familiar. The familiarity sometimes in the way it's pronounced can sometimes draw people when the spelling differs. The thing that makes us stand out can be a multitude of them. The reason I say that is because those things helps to shape who we are right now or who we are going to be. How many times have you heard that when you pronounce your name, people would say, that's unusual, isn't it? Have you thought about changing it? But it doesn't just apply to our names sometimes. It could be the way we look, the way we walk, the way we present ourselves, where we come from. There's always something that to somebody else is going to be unusual. Sometimes it is possible that people feel this way because they just can't be bothered to learn about you. Other times people feel this way because they sense something about you or and they just want to dampen that. I'm mindful that the second bit I've just mentioned is it could be done without any thought or malice behind it. It's just a case of, why do you think you're special? Other times, when you state what it is that you want to do, people instantly go, that's not going to happen. People like you don't achieve stuff like that. That's a strange sounding name. You don't usually hear that sort of name in an industry like that or in an environment like that. How do you think you're going to fit in? But isn't that the point of uniqueness? The point is not about fitting in, but instead about standing out. Have we not become so comfortable in the society that we've developed that we now feel the only way to belong is to fit in? The only way to ensure that you don't ruffle feathers is to fit in. The only way is to change that thing that makes you unique. I was listening to Arnold Schwarzenegger. In an interview, he said, when I was coming up, people always used to say to me, Schwarzenegger, that's an unusual name. Have you ever thought about changing it? With that sort of stature, that's unusual, isn't it? Everything about him, people were looking to change, but those things are the things that he's remembered for today. His name, his physique, those things that were unusual made him popular. But isn't it the case that if you change yourself to fit in, you become easily forgettable? Because you're like everybody else. What makes you different? But if somebody takes the time to work out how to pronounce your name, takes the time to learn where you're from, takes the time to learn your interest, it sticks because they've gone beyond the surface. They've gone through to a different layer. They've taken the time and devoted that energy. And when we do that, it's usually because somebody's worth knowing. Are you worth knowing? Would be my question. And if you are, how are you making that a priority? I stand here as somebody that I've got a unique name. And a lot of the time when people try to pronounce that, since moving into Britain, I find myself often referring to my English name. And I make this very simple but crucial excuse. Just call me by my English name because it's easier for people to pronounce. What am I doing? I am changing to accommodate everybody else rather than getting people to take the time to know me. As a result of that, I'm making a conscious effort to make sure that people put in the effort. If somebody pronounced my name wrong, I make a conscious effort of going, it's not that, it's this. Because I am important, just as they are. And I am worth knowing, just as they are. My name is unique to me. It's my identifier. What is your identifier? And how much effort are you putting into it? Because nobody is going to give you the time of day if you're not willing to give it to yourself. Uniqueness. In a world where we crave uniqueness, in a world where we crave attention, We crave that desire to be lauded in a world where we crave that authenticity, but yet choose to pursue it in the opposite direction. What would you do to make sure that you are not following the crowd, but instead able to stand firm even when the tide is pushing against you? What would you do to make sure that you stand firm when people begin to say, that's unusual? Don't you think you should change that? I suppose the question is, your parents have thought, that's unusual. Maybe we shouldn't give you any names and then wait for you to decide which one you want to pick when you grow up. I wonder what the questions would be by then. Anyhow, you let me know what you think in the comment section. What makes you unique? And by this, I'm not just talking about the name, the jobs, the family, but the entire picture that makes us who we are. Until next time, it has been Kings. Peace. Bye for now.